Man, the first Scream was one of my favorite films and a masterpiece. And there's just one question in this review today. Is Scream 2 the best Scream movie of all time and it is better than Scream 1? We'll have to find out. What's up, guys? Jake here, and I'm here today to do a review on Scream 2. So, before we get into this, if you haven't seen the movie, I suggest you to click away this video because there's going to be spoilers in this review. So, click away this video right now because there's going to be spoilers. So, yeah. So, Scream 2, directed by Wes Craven, and it tells a story about 1 year after the events of the first film. Sydney is in college and once again finds herself the target of a psychotic killer. However, this time the killer's murder count is higher and the killings more outrageous. So yeah, that's it for the plot. Now let's get on to my thoughts of this movie. So yeah. And yeah, I'm just saying one question once again, just once, one more time. Is Scream 2 better than the first one? That's the question. And that is why I'm here to talk about this movie today. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so I'm gonna have to start with the good qualities of this movie. So yeah. So this movie, it's one of the few slasher films that managed to have a fantastic film than its predecessor. So yeah. And once again, this movie, the actors such as David Arquette, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and Sarah Michelle Gellar still gave wonderful performances of Julie Riley, Sidney Prescott, Gail Rudders, and Cece Cooper, etc. So yeah, well, in this movie, Ghostface, he is back once again to terrorize and murder more civilians in the world of Woodsboro. And he is a still funny, scary villain at the same time. So yeah, well, this movie, it has some good references from the previous horror movies or non-horror movies, such as the scene at the beginning of the movie where the movie theater was playing a fictional movie called Stab. At the beginning of the movie where Casey Becker portrayer gets naked and turns on the shower, which is a reference to Janet Webb's shower scene in Psycho. So yeah, well, this movie, it still remains the charm and charisma from the first film, and it did pretty well in this movie, and way better for this. So yeah, well, the cinematography in this movie, it was amazing and better than the first one. So yeah, and there are some funny moments from here and there around the movie. So yeah, well, the opening scene in this movie, it's absolutely terrifying to start the movie. Well, the character Phil uses the restroom and is killed by Ghostface, and he fatally stabs Phil's girlfriend, Maureen, at the movie theater. So yeah, well, the soundtrack that were both performed by Danny Elfman and Hans Zimmer, it was wonderful and better than the first one. So yeah, well, that's it for the good qualities. Now let's get on to the bad qualities. But I'm having 4 problems with the movie. So yeah, the twist that Mickey is the killer, it's underwhelming and it was bad and it sucked. Because he's absent for 45 minutes of the movie before the twist. So yeah, and there's a couple of poor writing choices, like how when Ghostface is unconscious, Cindy and Hallie don't check who the killer is underneath. So yeah, and there are some product placements around the movie. So yeah, well, the cafeteria scene in this movie, it was terrible and boring to watch. So yeah. So that's it for all the bad qualities that I'm having. And now let's get on to my final thoughts. So yeah. So I gotta say, for Scream 2, is it better than the first Scream? Yes. Yes, it does. And yes, this is 1,000,000 times better than Scream. And this is my favorite Scream movie of all time. And yes, it's an improvement to the first Scream. So yeah. So that is why I'm gonna have to give Scream 2 a 10 out of 10. One of my favorite films. And it's a masterpiece. And this is my favorite Scream movie of all time. So yeah. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching for my review on Scream 2. What do you guys think of the movie? Let me know in the comments, and what's your opinion on it. For me, it's a masterpiece, and it's one of my favorite films of all time. And this is my favorite Scream movie of all time. So yeah, my next movie review is going to be Scream 3. And oh boy, I'm going to have mixed feelings on this movie. So yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for watching on this review, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace out, my boys!